coronavirus pandemic, Multnomah County now recommending everyone 5 and older, vaccinated or not, wear a mask in indoor public places. This comes as cases start to spike around the country due to the rise of the Delta variant.
Joining us live to talk about where we go from here is Multnomah County Public Health Director Jessica Guernsey. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So how many of these new cases, let's first look at just what we're seeing in the numbers. How many of the new cases are we seeing that are this highly contagious Delta variant? How many of these new cases are breakthrough cases? What trends are you watching closely right now?
Well, I think you all probably heard from the state yesterday. They also have moved forward with universal masking recommendations for the state after Multnomah County put out a public health advisory for indoor masking for regardless of vaccination status on Monday. And the reason that we did that is that we were looking at our local numbers in terms of how much Delta variant we're seeing. Yesterday, the state reported about 80% of tested cases are turning up as the Delta variant. So that means that we're seeing quite a bit of it. It's the dominant strain and it is very infectious. So given that, along with our gaps in vaccination status, we made a decision over the weekend to go ahead with Multnomah County Monday with the masking, knowing that that is additional protection as well as encouraging people to continue to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Now, are there certain parts of the county that are being hit harder than others by this latest surge, or are you just seeing it kind of overall throughout the county?
We've seen what I would characterize as a disparate pandemic. I mean, first of all, what we're seeing right now is a pandemic largely among the unvaccinated. So the vaccinations that we have access to are incredibly effective in drastically reducing the chance of someone getting and spreading COVID. And then probably more importantly, the vaccines can save your life. They can reduce the chance of hospitalization and or severe illness or death. So we really want to continue to emphasize how important it is to get vaccinated. But we have seen over time, not unlike other what we refer to as health disparities, that folks that are living more in the East County area who perhaps have had less of an opportunity to get vaccinated, given how we've seen vaccination accessibility roll out across the county and the state, that we are seeing additional challenges there. That being said, with the Delta variant, we are seeing a lot of spread everywhere.
Well, I know we have been talking about these new mask recommendations really as a way to try and get ahead of these rising numbers and prevent some of what we have seen in the past. But is it possible that if we continue to see cases rise and hospitalizations rise, that we could see further business closures or other reductions on the way?
Well, you know, as I'm sure you all are aware, the virus really makes the timeline and the decisions here. We're in a global pandemic that's been, you know, it's thrown us a couple curveballs. I would like to think that we won't have to go back to drastic measures like closures or even occupancy limitations. I know that's had severe impacts on businesses and communities. So we really want to avoid that at all costs, but nothing is off the table completely when it comes to a shifting pandemic that is putting people in the hospital and killing folks. So we want to make judicious decisions. I provide public health guidance on that for our county, and we make decisions that include those different factors. But right now, quite honestly, the combination of getting vaccinated and masking indoors, regardless of vaccination status, is a very effective strategy to control even the Delta variant.
Yeah, as these variants continue to happen, is this possibly going to be the new normal for years to come?
I don't know that I'm ready to make a prediction for years to come. I think this is going to go on longer than any of us want or expected. I think this move back to masking, though, like I said, compared to some of the other things that we've had to do to help control the spread of COVID-19 is a less drastic measure. I know folks are tired and it's great. It's been great to see people's faces again and smiles. And I feel like putting on a mask and getting vaccinated as soon as you can is a better combination of strategies than some of the other things we've had to do. So I don't know that it'll be a new normal for years to come, but certainly I think it's humbling and is a reminder to us of sort of the natural world that we live in, and we don't always get to call all the shots.
Hey, Jessica, real quickly, I know, we're looking at different districts, school districts in Oregon right now, trying to make decisions about this school year. Yesterday, Governor Inslee in Washington State announced that, all students would be masked returning to the classroom. What conversations have you had with districts here in Multnomah County?
We're talking to our districts all the time, and one of our core public health goals right now and going into the fall is ensuring that kids go back to school and have a full school year. I have a son at home that's very important for me and our family and many families and communities, most families and communities in the county. So we're talking to the school districts in relation to the guidance that the office, the Department of Education and OHA is putting out, and really ensuring that they have all the tools that they need to reopen and keep kids in school for a full school year. So part of that is the consideration of masking, given that children under 12 cannot yet be vaccinated. And again, masking outside of school in the community is really what helps us prevent outbreaks in school. So the more that we can all do together around vaccination and masking, the better chance we have at a full school year.
As a parent myself, I agree with you, whatever it takes to get them back in school. Thank you so much for your time. Jessica Guernsey, the Multnomah County Public Health Director.